Hi guys, and welcome back to Denise. So today I'm coming on to do my favorites for you guys of the week out of my stash basket. If you guys are interested and would like to see what they are, stick around and let's just jump right into it. So the first place I'm going to start off with is this palette right here. It's my Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette. So this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. Now, I am a huge fan of Kat Von D eyeshadows just in general. I like the way that they're formulated, and I like the fact that they blend beautifully with other eyeshadows. They have longevity and they show up on dark skin. Whether you're wearing a white base or not, these eyeshadows are beautiful, and I do own other eyeshadow palettes by her that I absolutely adore. Now, this particular eyeshadow palette I know has a ton of color, and if you don't wear a ton of color, I just feel like every woman should own a staple eyeshadow palette that is full of color that she can just reach into her collection and pull out. And with this eyeshadow palette, you get a ton of variety. And another thing that is really amazing about this eyeshadow palette is that you have this inner wheel of neutral transition colors that you can use to smoke out these bright, bold eyeshadows. So this is a must check out eyeshadow palette in my opinion. Now in this palette you do have different finishes. There are some mattes, some shimmers, some satins, but I feel like that just adds to the palette and it makes it more versatile. So I do say check this palette out. It is definitely one of my favorite staple bright bold eyeshadow palettes. I adore this palette. So moving on, the next item I want to share with you is this primer right here by Milani. It is the Milani Prime Shield Face Primer, Mattifying Plus Pore Minimizing Oil-Free Formula Primer. I believe there are two of these, two different types out. I think they have like an everyday just face primer, and then they have the mattifying one, and of course your girl went for the one that is mattifying. Now I will tell you this, I do like this mattifying primer, but for me it's not like a true mattifying primer in my opinion. It does have some mattifying effect, but the oil production that I produce on my face, and then on top of that I'm plus size, so I perspire through my face a lot, it's not enough for me. I feel like this primer is meant for someone who just has a mild issue with, you know, with keeping their face mattified, okay? Not like a full blown out troublesome issue like me. So what I have been doing is I have been combining my Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector with my Milani Prime Shield Primer. I've been putting these two together because the Becca is a little bit too thick for me, and it always balls up on my face, and this is a little bit thin. So I thought if I combine them together I would get the perfect result, and in my opinion I have really been liking the way my face looks, and using these two together I have really enjoyed the way my makeup looks when using these two together. So I have to say, with using those mattifying primers, I have been adoring the way this concealer and this foundation have been working. I am wearing those mattifying primers now, and I'm also wearing this concealer and this foundation, and OMG, I have just been adoring the way my skin has been looking. It just has a really nice glow. Everything's matte that should be matte, and everything that I want to have a little bit of shimmer, I just add a highlighter to that area, and I have been adoring the way my skin has been looking. So this foundation right here is number 95 Coconut Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Skin Transforming Foundation. This stuff is legit. Now I will tell you this, you can get cake face using this, so I definitely suggest using this along with a damp beauty blender. That is how I like to apply this foundation. I feel like that is the best result personally, because you get excellent coverage, and then the sponge picks up any excess product, and it just leaves your skin with a beautiful, nice, natural, clean slate to apply your makeup. So I'm a huge fan of this particular drugstore foundation along with a beauty blender. Cannot go wrong. Cannot go wrong. And then of course I'm using the concealer, and the concealer, you guys already know I did a review on these two products, and they are amazing, amazing. One of my favorite drugstore combinations of the moment. So the next product I want to share with you is the Milani Prep Plus Set Plus Go Transparent Face Powder. Now this powder is white, and initially I was like, oh, this is like my Wet n Wild mattifying primer. It is exactly that. For me, this is like a finishing powder that I like to use all over my face, and even though it's white, it doesn't have a flashback. I've taken plenty of pictures in using this, and I have to say I really like the way this powder works for me. Now, if you want to try this powder out, or something that's very, very similar, and you don't want to necessarily pay $10, you can definitely check out the Wet n Wild version of it. This is also a mattifying primer. I have been using this particular one for quite some time. The one that I initially was using broke and shattered, and I quickly went out to replace it, and I picked this one up here, and I have to say they both work the same for me. Now I will tell you this, when I'm looking at the powders, you know, side by side, the mattifying powder by Wet n Wild does have a hint of shimmer in it. There's a bit of sparkle in this particular powder, and this one right here is just straight matte. So nevertheless, they both work beautifully, and I am a huge fan of the Milani one. I wanted to give it a test run and see how I would like it, and I'm not disappointed at all. It's a really good mattifying type of transparency setting powder. Now, in using my Kat Von D eyeshadow palette, I did have to apply a little bit of a white eyeshadow base to my eyeshadows to get some of the more bolder kind of bright colors that I've been wearing this week to show up the way I wanted them to. And this is the eyeshadow base that I have been using. It's my NYX eyeshadow base, and I use it in white. But before I use this eyeshadow base, because it is a bit creamy and I do have a lot of oil production on my eyelids, I like to use a mattifying type of primer. And the primer I have been using this week is the Maybelline New York Master Prime Long Lasting Eyeshadow Base, and this is the one that is formulated in matte. And I have found that that has worked wonders in making the eyeshadows stay in place, last longer. The oil production seems to be in check when I do these additional steps, and the eyeshadows just look beautiful and they stay vibrant for longer. So I definitely wanted to throw this into my favorites to let you guys know that this is an amazing white eyeshadow base. I have been using this for quite some time. I'm almost at pan on this, and this is in the color white, and the number is ESB01. So last but not least are my two favorite vampy type of liquid matte lipsticks. They are so beautiful and just gorgeous and all kind of flattering on the lips. So this first one is by Kat Von D, and it is in the color Damned. I'll show you a swatch so you guys can see the color on my skin up close. And then the next one is a Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in 08 Flirt. Both of these are beautiful. This is more on the blackberry side, and this is more on the deep berry side, but nevertheless they are beautiful. Now I will tell you this, with the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream, you're definitely going to want to exfoliate your lips well. Make sure that they're hydrated, because this will stick to any patchiness you have on your lips and amplify it. It won't look nice if you have like dead skin and things like that. And what I like to use to take care of that problem are these little lip products here by e.l.f. These are my go-to. I have these all over the house. This one is completely done. I've used the heck out of that one. And this is one that I'm almost done using. I just use this right after I wash my face, like right when I'm prepping my skin to apply my makeup and all that. I will just rub this all over the lips, get a good exfoliation, let the moisturizers and the aloe and all that stuff sit on the lips, apply my makeup, lick this product off because it tastes amazing, and then my lips are prepped and ready to go and receive my matte lipsticks. And I find that that really does work because my lips have been extremely hydrated and exfoliated in one step. So I'm just throwing this in here to let you guys know what I use to prep my lips before I apply my matte lipsticks. That way they look beautiful on. So you guys, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my favorites of the week. These products have been working wonders for me. I really have been enjoying the way my makeup has been looking. And yeah, I wanted to share this with you guys. So thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to each and every single one of you guys soon. Bye!